Hello, this is Palico and welcome back to another episode of A House of Many Doors. In the last episode, we managed to have a bit of an impromptu zoological expedition in the realization of catching a twisted fire-starting monkey, to not put too fine a point on it. We created fire, it got enamored by the fire, and we caught it, and now it's part 1 of 4 of catching lots of animals around this bloody house. Here we are. And this is where we ended the last episode, in the City of Knives, ready to try, and I do emphasise the word try, to catch a toxin shark. I can't see this ending very well in the long run, but hey ho, we're here. Excuse me, we're here. We've got the trout. Let's give it a whirl, shall we? Your hired boat cuts through poison green water. Otto's every lumbering movement makes the vessel rock and shudder. Toxin sharks can survive out of poison for almost a day, he explains. If we can catch one, we can haul it back to the kinetopede and put it in its vat. Of course, catching it is the tricky part. Knife-nosed silhouettes circle below. They are gathering. Alright, so let's drop the Gandolian trout as bait. Do not touch the water! A splash of this on the skin could leave you hospitalized for days. So there goes our trout. The bait hits the toxic water with a hiss and a splash, billowing red and black clouds beneath the surface. Clumps of clotted meat pulling away and slipping down the current. Sharks congregate, a churning cluster of hideous teeth. Otto grabs the chain and begins hauling, but even his enormous muscles are shaking under the strain. The river is a thrashing cauldron of blood. So we got a test of guts where we can help him pull on the chain, heave and indeed hoe. But that's a bold proposal, and we're at a disadvantage straight away. We can't send the sharks to sleep because we need a sulfuric draft. But we can start shooting indiscriminately into the water. Otto's trying to pull up too many sharks at once. You can reduce the number. Now, when I read that, I'm thinking, or picturing in my mind, myself standing over the side of the boat, screaming in horror and just basic shock whilst putting the gun. Sort of like, ah! Ah! While shooting. That's a much nicer picture than me pulling on a chain. So we'll do that. Sharks jolt and bleed as you shoot. Otto's expression is filled with guilt. Only fish, you hear him telling himself as he heaves. Only fish. Only fish. Finally, the toxin sharks are busier tearing apart their wounded comrades than latching onto the bait. Otto heaves one up onto deck. A truly ugly thing. Mottled mint green skin, bedraggled seaweed-like fronds, a bewildering array of teeth. Eyes bright yellow and slotted like a goat's. Slotted like a goat's? Or sort of squinting, I guess. When I hear slotted eyes, I think of like snake eyes. Or even cat's eyes, I suppose. Don't touch, warns Otto, handing you a pair of thick leather gloves. Brush bare skin against them and you'll be pumped with enough poison to kill the entire city. Alright, well, we better inspect our catch then, I guess. A passing ship is cheering your success. The shark thrashes ineffectually in the middle of the deck. Let's get this beauty back to the City of Keys, says Otto. So we've gained a toxin shark, nice, and we've updated our zoological adventure. And now you have a live toxin shark in your cargo, ready for Otto's research. Cool. All right, so next thing, and probably more important than actually catching a bloody shark, is to repair our hull. So let's do that next. Your engineers help with the repairs, hopefully speeding the process along. It's still an agonizing wait. But at last, your kinetopede is returned to you pristine. And we've got 166 guineas left. We do also need to buy fuel. I'm very aware of that. We'll gather the news. Some knivish newspapers are reserved purely for parliamentary propaganda. Instead, you only learn the popular gossip by chatting to a barkeep. Parliament denies rumours of a mass grave beneath a debating chamber. More citizens have gone missing near the New Thorn. Corpses have been found floating in the Scenic, drained of blood. Ugh, that's not good. Let's, do I need to rest? I don't really need to rest. There's no need to raise 25 guineas on that. We can wander the streets, though. Let's do that. When it was built, the New Thorn was the city's largest megaspike. Now it stands lightless and abandoned. Hundreds have vanished nearby, and the citizens whisper that it is cursed. Today, thin poison vapours swirl around your ankles. Most sensible city folk are staying indoors. As you walk past the New Thorn, you hear a mournful wail echoing from inside. Ah! So I imagine it again, just trying to help you paint a picture in your mind's eye there. Ah! This would probably work better with some sort of camera of my face. You just got to picture it. Ah! There you go. No one lives in the broken down houses that jostle up against the new thorn's walls. As you walk closer, you disturb a nest of hissing rats. When you push your way inside the new thorn, you find the floors sagging with rot and heaped with rubble and discarded clothing. It is curiously warm in here, and the walls drip with slime. Something slivers in the shadows. The mournful wails have silenced. So we have a test of vigilance, or we can blunder around shouting. Well, I'm all for being cautious, and it's a toss of a coin, and it could go either way, which is good for us. So let's do that. Something cold and clammy tightens around your ankle. A mud-brown tentacle, spooled out from a crack in the floor. You pull away instinctively, but it pulls back. With a sudden jerk, you are thrown to the floor, and a dozen more tendrils uncoil from the walls and ceiling. What a lovely little morsel, whispers a gluttonous voice above you. Because we failed. Okay. So do we have a test of guts or a test of grit? Struggle free or pull out your knife and begin cutting tentacles? Well, I know what I'd like to do. See, when you read a bold proposal, you are at a disadvantage, or a tough challenge, success is unlikely. There's hope there. I like to think there's hope there. Or we can just cry like a sissy girl. You know what? Test of guts. Let's struggle. No, didn't work. You struggle, but you cannot free yourself. More and more tentacles bind you, lifting you into the air, towards a cavernous mouth that splits the darkness above. Finally, just as you can feel its rotten meat breath on your face, you manage to fight your way free. But at this point, you are 20 feet above a hard concrete floor. You land with a sickening thud, twisting your foot almost entirely the wrong way around, and limp from the new thorn as fast as you can muster. Well, we've got a horrifying ordeal. We may have a twisted ankle, but hey-ho. You don't stop until you're back at the kinetopede. Can't blame you for that. So, what else? I think that's it for here. We've done what we needed to do. We're doing all right. What about fuel? I mean, is there anything we can sell? Oh, we've got the Aranak silk, which we're not actually needing for anything at the moment, I don't think. Just consulting my book. Right, so Aranak silk. No. We're good. We're good. So let's sell that. That's 2 fuel. And we've got a chill stone, which we need. Is there anything we need to buy from here? I don't think so. Other than fuel. Let's have a quick look at the other shops first. Oh, we could sell our bottled darkness. I mean, it's not doing anything really, is it? The alchemist turns this over and over in their hands with great care. She's not a businesswoman by trade and hides her eagerness poorly. It's a lot of money. I reckon we should sell it. Oh, we've got 2 anyway. That's fine. We'll get rid of 1. And our chemical regent. Do we need that for anything? I don't think we do. I think generally we're doing all right. No, we need salt and a warding iron. And lots of apprehensions. So that's all right. What about Slabber's weaponry? What do you have, sir? Oh, he has a warding iron. He also has a mortar. We don't have the money for that, though. Arms consignment. What can you do with that? Not a lot, I don't think. You know what? Since we haven't bought fuel yet, have we? I need a warding iron. I need it for the third eye, but I don't think I can afford to buy it just now. No, I think we're probably best filling up on fuel at this point. It seems to be the same price wherever we are, so we'll just buy 10 for the time being. We haven't got enough for the warding iron now, do we? Wrong one. That's the one we meant. 460. No. Boo. Boo. Oh, well, never mind. Where are we going to go next? That is the question. Let's pour over the map. So I did say about us going down back to the City of Keys. After that, I mean, it's straight south to the Old Hallow for our passenger. I'm quite happy to leave my passenger just on the kinetopede for the time being. I think if we head Kennedy Yard, let's head west. 1, 2, 3, 4. and then go south until we get back home. We'll tidy up there, and then we'll start making our way north. So 4 to the west. This is numero uno. And actually, our hull's back up. So if we do run into anyone who wants to start a fight between now and then, I don't mind doing it. Oh, what are you? What are you? You a big one? You a big one. I'm interested to see what they are. Board's soldiery. They ask half-heartedly if you're a bandit or an enemy of the cities, clearly hoping you'll answer in the affirmative. All these toys and no one to bloody use them on, grumbles their commander through the radio. Any news from home, mate? So we can compare maps. They're happy to swap maps with you in exchange for a light-hearted story to brighten the dark. We can share news from the city. They will pay us with gossip, or we can attack or farewell. You know what? Let's compare maps. It'd be really cool if we could open up more of the maps to see what's around. Their roar of laughter makes the radio crackle and hiss. They pull up alongside you and send one of their crew to compare their maps with yours. Fargyle Keep is marked on their map, the home of the Poet Knights, on their moat of Mercury. You dutifully copy it over. Okay. After a moment's chatter, the other crew politely indicate that they wish to continue on their travels. Okay, well, let's share some news as well. You share news of the city, and the soldiers offer you all kinds of horror stories about fellow soldiers who spent too long in darkness and went mad. They tell tales of blood-soaked floors, captains ripped apart by their crew, even auto-cannibalism. The details are vague, however. It mostly smacks of fiction. So we've got a lurid tale off that. Alright. Wow, he moved away from us quickly. So this is number 2, I think. Number 3 with a red thing. Cottage, what we got? Occultist paraphernalia? I'll take that. He's not too interested in this. That's fine by me. So we should be able to head south next time. It's looking empty. A little too empty, one would think. What you doing? If I go this way, you coming for me? Are you spinning around? You a pirate? Let's do this. So we want to initiate combat. Here we go. Just the one cannon. Yeah, amateur. Oh, hang on a sec, that didn't work. So you onto there. Oh, there's no one to shoot. Where are my cannoneers? This isn't good. Where have I got no cannon? Have I only got one? Something's gone horribly wrong here. Horribly, horribly wrong. No one in the weapon bay. We've got 2 here, supposedly. So does that mean... Is there 2 people there? No, there's only 1 person there. So does that mean that guards can fire as well? Because what are you? You're a swabby. You can't do anything. We need gunners. You know what? Let's move the guard to there. Does that give you 3 guns? It does. I presume it just means that if you have a gunner, you get a more accurate hit. As opposed to just generally aiming with whoever. So 1 should hit at the very least. I'll live with that. Can the medic heal himself? He might have to. Oh, he missed. Okay. Alright, so once again, so we're going to... Oh, back up to full health already. Alright. So let's do 1, 2, 3 on you guys. And we'll end the turn. I'm not too worried about running away at the moment. Those are 3 good hits before. No, he didn't like that. And he's not... Oh, here we go. Oh, he hit badly. I think it's probably better to move Doc down. As opposed to everyone up. So that's him moved. Aim for the gun. So we probably need 3 hits to disable it. Oh, not that it matters. Your artillery tears the enemy kinetopede to ribbons. Plumes of ash and smoke stretch to the ceiling. Time to see if there's anything left. You pick amongst the blackened remains. Surely something has survived. Success! You haul from the wreckage a battered safe and call for a crowbar. Prizing it open, you find an undamaged cache of 72 guineas. The pale hand amongst the wreckage could have been just another corpse until you realise that it's twitching. You free from a rubble a dazed and wounded member of the enemy crew. Somehow, and despite everything, still alive. Oh. So, how's that? See, what's going on? Because we've got 4 gunners here. But none of them were at their station. I mean, we're full. I have no clue. I have no clue what any of that was about. Where are we? I'm completely lost. Right, we've got to go south. Get off this. Come on now. Let's close that down. So that was an okay win. Took off just over... Oh, my life. Collapsed library. Let's give it a go. We passed. And we've got an arcane codex. I'm staying away from the scorpion for the time being. Simply because we're not at full health and I don't know what they carry. But they're very aggressive coming up to us. So I presume they're going to pack a punch. Bats. What be you? Just one? You know, one I think will be alright in. One I think will be alright. Famous last words. 2 cannons. Right, so... Ah, here are my gunners. That's better. Don't know where the hell they were before. We could do with sending... These are swabbies. I mean, what are they doing down here by themselves? Let's send you up to the light source. And then the rest we shall shoot. Shoot. And shoot. There's not many of them around. Please hit. Cool. What are you aiming for? A gun. Fine. That's okay. What's your... you don't stretch out far. Right, so we're going to send Wilma Webb up to that gun. And we're going to hit you twice and aim for the next gun. Is that it? Oh, just wait for them to move. Take your time, son. So that should hopefully take out that gun now. They got a shot, so I presume we've missed. Yeah. Boo. Alright. Miss and a miss. Oh. Cheeky. Alright, so let's try this again. Maybe just one will finish it off. We'll just try the one on there. We'll keep aiming at the other one. What else are we going to do? We are going to send... my light bearer to go and get healed up, I think. Alright. Good couple of hits. And they've lost 1 cannon. They are about to escape, though. Well, I've got virtually no hull whatsoever. So let's move closer to them. And we're going to shoot just at the cannon still. We don't really want to be hurting too many people, if we can help it. I don't know if it affects how many people you may come across in the wreckage at the end. By if you aim at the people or not. So we did it. Tips up. We've got a Godsmoke vial. What the hell is a Godsmoke vial? Oh. Oh, it's a mildewy fountain from another world. A chubby statue stands in the centre of an upturned jug, gazing at you moronically. Stagnant water still puddles at the base of the fountain. There are coins gleaming at the bottom. I do you know what? It would appear the staff in general are very suspicious. Very... What's the word I'm looking for? Superstitious. Not suspicious. Superstitious is the word I'm looking for. So let's donate 10 guineas. Yeah, I thought they'd like that. And let's get back home. Quickly. Quickly, quickly. And there we go. City keys. Right, so what to do first? Let's go and hand in our mission from the Pioneer. So, drawing room. So, complete our assignment. Lady Crumpet reads you your article with an appreciative hum. Lovely stuff. So exciting. She gently intimidates you into eating a fresh croissant. Pink-faced Timmy, the culture writer, is supine on a couch nearby, tossing, turning, mumbling. Poor Timmy has been ill ever since he reviewed that slop house in Catgut Row, Lady Crumpet tells you. Would it be too much trouble to fit in for him on your next assignment? He was due to go to the City of Masks and review a new play called The Dreadful Knock. Wow, look at that money. 460 guineas for that. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll go to the City of Masks. No problems. What else shall we do? There was lots of stuff to do. I was just submitting all our reports. Let's do it. Let's get rid of all these. 2,000 guineas. Boom. Right, so visit the dwellings next, I guess. I mean, we could go to the Padge Memorial Museum. So, what do we do? Donate. So, we've got Historical Curio. Do we have one of those yet? Old Bones, Grimoire. Yeah, we've got one of those. Got Old Bones. Cryptoglyphic Tablet. Do we have one of those? We do. An Embalmed Corpse. We have one of those. An Arcane Codex. Got one of them. An Indecipherable Tome. Bottled Darkness. I don't think we have one of those. No, we don't. We'll put in the Indecipherable Tome then. You can have that. So where's that gone? An Indecipherable Tome is on display alongside Professor Monsoon's attempted translation. His efforts are not particularly convincing. Hey, it happens to us all. We all have bad days. That's fine. And the rest we've got. As it stands, we've got lots of occultist paraphernalia. And lots of cryptoglyphic tablets. And lots of old bones. Hopefully we can get rid of all those. How is the opinion? From an academic perspective, many of the exhibits are intriguing, says Ambrose. This will cause quite a splash at Pauper's College. Unfortunately, the exhibits themselves are mostly hideous, he says with distaste. Elga declares the museum eccentric and occasionally disturbing. She seems satisfied. Will it pass the inspection, though? At the moment, the inspectors say that the museum is a barely acceptable level of decency. Cool. That's good. We'll leave then. As you leave the museum, you are accosted by an old woman. She appears to be an occultist of some kind, judging by the candle wax spattered down her sleeves, the rune tattoos that dance across her gnarled hands, her mask of badly stitched leather. Your museum is invading my nightmare, she hisses. So many harbingers of madness and the occult gathered together in one place. Be careful, Padge, or they will begin to conspire. Well, that doesn't sound, the best thing to happen to us at all ever, but it's a result. It's getting a reaction out of someone, and that's what any art should do, really. It's to if it brings a promotion, then it's done its job. So I'm fine with that. So what can we do now? We could write a poem, upgrade our lodgings. You know what? Let's write a poem. Why not? You sit at your desk and strive furiously to compose yourself before you can compose anything else. Your pen shakes in excitement. Images flicker through your mind. Patterns, echoes, and reflections. So we can do a mournful lament. We could do a gothic horror. We haven't done those before. Or a grand epic. You know what? We're going to do a gothic horror. We need 3. We've got 6. Let's do it. Macabre and unsettling. A poem of whispers and cold cracked stone. You set your pen down, exhausted, unsure how much time has passed. Your gothic horror is titled Ghastly Darkness. You have written a dramatic verse. The poem is 924 lines, split into 35 stanzas. And here is an extract from Ghastly Darkness. This vicious mountain in a graveyard perfumed, the enemy of darkness and dire despair, horrible, scabbard, uncanny, and exhumed, the cliff comes at night to frighten and swear. There we go. That's given us 18 apprehensions. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Our room is a pigsty now, though. Hey, and indeed ho. And that's about it, I think, for here. Leave the city. I don't want to leave the city. I just want to go back to the streets. There we go. So, do we go and see Dr. Grindylow? I don't think I've got anything to offer him now. I'll give it a whirl. Oh, he's the guy who wants the stuff for the third eye. That's fine. Well, what about visiting 151 Rivering Street? Do you have anything? So, we can sell a terrible secret, a scrap of scandalous gossip, unsettling conjecture, dread machinations, or we can sell our incriminating evidence of the governor. He regards you carefully. If this is what I think it is, and I'm going to have to take all related memories, apologies, you will still be paid. And our reputation goes up. Or we can sell our glimpse of another world. I suppose at this point we should be looking to see what we have. So, glimpse of another world. 2 of them, so we shall sell one of those. I'm sure we've got more to sell. How about terrible secrets? How many terrible secrets do we have? None there. We've got 5 war stories. We need to find where we can get rid of those. Terrible secrets, anyone? Just the one of those. That's no good. Scandalous gossip. One of them. Unsettling conjecture. One of them. And then the last one was dread machinations, wasn't it? Dread machinations. One of them. So no, we, as it turns out, we are done. I don't really want to sell my evidence to the governor. I'd like to see who else is willing to offer me monies for that. So that's that done. We've done our museum. We definitely need to repair, so we'll do that. And we can go down the Howling Pits. I mean, is there anything else to be offered to me? Bar from a fossil ghost? Every time it seems to be a fossil ghost. Nothing seems to change there. Everything else is pretty normal. So let's go and have a wander. A watch officer stops you as you wander toward the dead zone that surrounds the Howling Pits. He's sweating under his waxed moustache. No entry, he says in a tight voice. Something escaped from the pits last night. Again, the governor's men are taking care of it. Screams echo over the rooftops. Inhuman, keening cries. Familiar to anyone who's spent time near the pits. The watch officer's hands shake as he lights his pipe. So we can have a test of vigilance, but we're at a disadvantage, and we can watch for him, or we can leave him to it. You know what? I'm always up for interesting situations, and it's only a disadvantage. It's not saying a major disadvantage. So I say, okay, let's do it. You offer to take over for the night. After all, he's probably needed elsewhere. He attempts to not appear overly grateful. Hours of watchfulness later, you spot some scampering shapeless shape crossing the rooftops. You catch a glimpse of trailing tendrils, pale eyes, and a soft grasping thing like a child's hand. Then it's gone, skittering over the slate in near total silence. An instant later, a man and woman melt from the shadows of either side of you. The man is tall and broad as a coffin. The woman is shorter and holds a strange-looking pistol in her left hand. Did you see it? She gestures towards the rooftops with her gun. When you tell them where the thing went, they don't pause to offer gratitude. So we passed. Okay. So, do we watch them go or follow the governor's men? So we can have a thrilling yarn, or we can have a matter of pure chance. You know what? Curiosity killed the captain. Let's do it. You wake up the next day in a rundown hostel with a horrifying migraine and no memory of anything after you followed the governor's men. Whatever happened, the government's confiscated your memories of it. But you must have been of some help to a greater or lesser extent, because the governor's men have left you 2 memories. The tall man's nod of appreciation, the unremarkable woman's firm handshake. You get the feeling that somewhere in the cavernous halls of the factory, someone has placed a tick against your name. Hey, it's all about the reputation. And we've gained a thrilling yarn as well. Cool. If only you could remember what you did, perhaps you can invent a few details. Well, I'm all for making up lovely stories about myself. And that be it. Bar from the good old shopping with our 2,000 guineas, which I think we'll do at the start of the next episode before venturing outwards. So thank you for watching. As always, a like is appreciated. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.